Guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Weekly Reads of a New Year. Hello, hi, I'm Jyotsna and this is a weekly wrap up. This is a weekly reading update telling you about the books that I'm reading on a weekly basis. Okay, basically, that's the whole thing, that's the whole plan here. And I'm not sure what week number is this because right into 2002, I feel like it's a repeat session of 2020 somehow, or 2021, like the first few months of 2021, to be honest. It's crazy, but I did manage to finish some books in the past week. So the first book that I finished in the past week, hold on. So it is um, Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. And Home Before Dark, by the way, I'm actually using my reading journal here to, kind of let you know what's happening. But the point is, I finished Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. That's the first book that I finished up this week. And it was very interesting. Or on the contrary, what other people thought, like I had like a good opinion about the book. And honestly, if you've not read like many thrillers, it's a good book to read. Although like I've read quite a few thrillers, and for me one of the biggest pet peeves is me guessing the whole plot. In this one, I couldn't surprisingly guess the plot. It was a bit surprising for me as well, how it ended up turning. And it even had like good jump scares, and I like jump scares because I did The Shining last week and I absolutely love The Shining, so I was like expecting something similar to Shining. It does not live up to Shining, The Shining, of course, because The Shining by Stephen King is one of the best paranormal novels out there, but this one like does satisfy your paranormal appetite. And for now, like my paranormal appetite has been like satisfied, and I'm like happy, and I'm not going to read more paranormal books per se for a while because I'm happy and I picked this up on a whim. But yeah, my point is that if you're looking for like paranormal novels, if you're looking for some thrillers, if you're looking for a filler book, then this is a very good book to read, and I do recommend it. So yeah, I mean, it's nice. It was a 4 for me, 4 on 5. And that being said, the next book that I finished this week is super exciting. I absolutely loved it, and that is this one. This is The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov, which is a Russian classic. Basically, this book is a satire of the Russian society of the 1930s, especially when there was a lot of censorship. The Great Purge was going on, and Stalin was like coming to power at that time, and he was just like, nope, I don't want people writing against, socialism or the government in any way. And the plot is also very crazy because it's magic realism. It talks about like Satan coming to Moscow with these two people, and also there's a cat along with him. I absolutely love the cat. I think the cat is like the most stellar character in the entire book, and it kind of like is a kind of parody or the best sort of satire of the Russian society, like I said. If you've not read like Russian literature at all, or if you're not into Russian literature like me, then it's a good thing to go into the book with some historical anecdotes and points, because I had to like research a lot after I finished the book to understand the book more. I didn't do it beforehand because I am very wary of spoilers, and I thought that one of them will give me spoilers, like one of those YouTube videos or podcasts might give me spoilers. But after I finished the book, I was like happy. I was like, okay, fine. Now I'm going to watch YouTube videos and I'm going to watch podcasts. So I think like if you're looking for some sources, I have it on my Goodreads review. Like I have a Goodreads account. You can check it out down in the description box. Such a smooth way of introducing my Goodreads into weekly reads. But the point is that if you're planning to read this book, or if you've read this book and you've not understood it, then my Goodreads review has specific links that you can refer to in order to understand the book much better. So highly recommend it. If you've never read Russian literature, maybe read a bit about censorship in Stalinist Russia and then get into the book. But it's crazy AF. I was like, there were places where I was just like laughing, and there were places I was just like shaking my head. And I just felt like, it's a crazy book because it made me feel so many emotions. Okay, so yeah, that's that. And those are the two books that I finished in the past week. And that being said, let's get to the books that I'm reading currently. So basically, this week I am reading, surprisingly, all non-fiction books. Yes, I know, like non-fiction books are something that people generally refrain from reading, but this is just like a pure coincidence because the last fiction book I was reading was this one, and then suddenly then I picked up another non-fiction and I'm reading all for non-fiction. Okay, so the first non-fiction book that I'm reading currently is something that I'm done like 40% with, and it's a very quick book. It's a short book as well, and that's all about love by Bell Hooks. Now, I have very mixed feelings about this book because it's kind of making me relive a lot of my trauma, and it's something that I really need to. I need therapy for it, okay? But the point is that Bell Hooks is a very surreal writer. She passed away recently, as you guys might know. It's just that she kind of has this understanding of the world that I feel it's very similar to mine, and that's why I absolutely am that's I'm reading it. Earlier I just felt like I should DNF the book, or it's not working like that well for me because it's just reminding me of all my trauma. But then I realized that she's giving you solutions for the trauma too, and that makes 100% sense. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I'll recommend it or not. I want to finish the book and then only can I see that whether I like it or not. But then I'm giving it a try, and it's a short read as well. So that's why I'm able to finish like a lot, in one sitting. So yeah, that's that. But I think the reason why I'm even finishing it quicker is because I have an audiobook also now. Because earlier when I started the book, I didn't have an audiobook to read, but now I have like the audiobook plus ebook setup that I generally do, and that's why it's helping me move forward. So yeah, that's that. And that being said, the next book that I'm reading currently is actually this one. It's this one. This is The Ivory Throne. Okay, there's a lot of glare, but you can see this, right? It's The Ivory Throne by Manu Espile, and you guys know how much of a historical non-fiction fan I am, and that's why I decided to pick this up because it's a huge ass book and I wanted to challenge myself in January itself because I was like all excited. Let me tell you that this book is worth the read. If you're a fan of history and historical non-fiction, this is something that you'll absolutely like. It kind of talks about the history of the House of Travancore and the feminist queens that the whole the entire house is seen in its like lineage, and it also talks about the issues that the house had, like domestic quarrels and all the gossip. Like it's like watching reality TV, but then you're watching reality TV of these like very feminist icons and excellent, I would say, rulers basically. The thing is that what is very unique about the House of Travancore is that it has a matrilineal system. So it's basically like the niece or the nephew, like your sisters. So the sisters' son becomes the Maharaja, right? And so the Rani is the aunt and the Maharaja is the nephew, if that makes sense. That's how it works. And the lineage is carried forward by the Maharaja's niece and nephew, technically. Okay, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But the point is, it's a bit complicated, and just because it's a matrilineal system, and to understand especially like history in and around Trivandrum, this is a good book to read. I recommend it if you like the subject. And that being said, the next book that I'm reading currently is actually a read along that I am hosting. Yes, I know. And if you want to join this readathon, please DM me on Instagram. Okay, so the book that we are reading as a part of the read along is this one. This is coming out as Dalit by Yashika Dutt, which won the Yuva Sahitya Puraskar Award in 2020. And ever since that, it's like been on my TBR. I bought the book and stuff like that. And let me just tell you, so far it's very hard hitting. I'm actually done with very few pages, and I'm just like, oh my god, like this book is going to be a ride already because it talks about privilege. It talks about how Yashika Dutt's grandfather changed his surname because of caste discrimination. Okay, interesting stuff. That's something that was very like hard hitting for me. I was like, damn, like people do this, and being like someone from an upper caste, for me, reading Dalit Lit is always like something that comes off as a shock, and that's how I educate myself. And so if you are looking forward to read Dalit Lit, or if you're looking forward to read this book, please ping me on Instagram and I will let you know the details and I can add you to the group. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, that's the thing. And the next book that I'm reading currently is so I think we are done with 3 books now. So yeah, the fourth book that I'm like really like, I started this and I'm kind of moving slow with it because it's a huge ass book, and that is The Second Sex by Simon de Beauvoir. I swear to God, I don't know how to pronounce his surname. I'm very sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but then that's how the audiobook pronounces the name, and for me, it's just like something very, very regal because it's like French. So I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know, but it's a very, very interesting book to read. I started listening to the audiobook and I decided that, oh my God, I need a brain to comprehend this book. And that's why I got the ebook as well. And that's how I'm reading it. I'm reading the audiobook and the ebook at the same time so that I can comprehend the book and understand the book in a good manner. Okay. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's if you are someone, if you've not heard about this book, I don't know. I mean, there are quite a few people who've not heard about it. So the book is basically, written during a time when women were not treated really well. And this was before like the 60s, 70s, revolution, the feminist revolution that came about. And it talks about like how women are literally treated as a second sex and how the world is built by a man. And it talks about like how Adam and Eve, and like it's Adam and then there's Eve ate the fruit, the poison, and they have to always like demonize the woman because why, like you get my point. Like it's a very feminist book, and I think it's an important read because it's coming from a very, very one of the few women who've actually like become world famous in philosophy, like or in the philosophical realm, because she did apply officially to be a philosopher in France, and then she even passed the exam, and she was only the 9th woman to do so in France in the 1940s. So it's like a huge deal. The point is that the personality that Simone de Beauvoir, like she's portrayed, is really inspiring, because if you read about her more on the internet, you'll find like more information. But yeah, I'm reading a feminist book like that. And by the way, this is a read along with my friend Manya. So she's doing that read along, and I was like, yeah, I want to read this book. I want to read it in 2022. So here we are. And yeah, that's it. Those are like all the books I'm reading. All of them are non-fiction. Will I be picking up fiction? I think yes, because I'm just like consulting my diary here. And the plan is that I want to finish these books in January itself, not The Second Sex, the others for sure. And I want to like at least like get done with, some of these to kind of, I would say, make more space for fiction, because I do have like a TBR already planned for February, and I'll let you know. I'm not going to make a separate TBR video. I'll let you know like as a part of weekly reads what am I planning to read. But yeah, that's that. So yeah, that's it. Like interesting stuff right here. I am looking forward to finishing these books ASAP, and I'll see you on my Sunday upload. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.